Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel News in Brief. Ahead of Budget 2023, here is all you need to know about budget. What is budget? Nowhere in the Constitution the term budget has been used. The Constitution refers to the budget as the annual financial statement. Article 112 of the Constitution is dealt with annual financial statement. So the budget is defined as a statement of estimated receipts and expenditure of the government of India in a financial year which begins on April 1st of the assessment year and ends on the 31st March of the following year. History about budget. The budget was first introduced in India on April 7th, 1860, when a Scottish economist and a politician, James Wilson from East India Company, presented it to the British Crown. The independent India's first ever budget was held on November 26, 1947, and it was presented by the then Finance Minister R.K. Shanmugam Chetty. What is the origin of the word budget? It is a French word bouget, which means leather briefcase. Previously, during the British rule, they used to carry a leather briefcase which includes budget documents related to revenue receipts and expenditure and also the speech of finance minister. This tradition of carrying the budget briefcase was handed over to us. In 2019, our finance minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman opted for a traditional Bahikata, which simply means account book or a ledger book which is maintained to record the transaction. So Bahikata is a traditional Indian system of double entry system which existed in India prior to Greek and Roman empires. How does it look like? You can see in the image, it is a red folder of cloth with national emblem on it and it is tied with a string. What does budget contains? Budget has two parts. First part is about the general economic condition and the second part is about the proposals. First part includes estimates of revenue and capital receipts, ways and means to raise the revenue, estimates of expenditure, actual receipts and expenditure of the closing financial year, reasons for any deficit or surplus in that year. Part B, which is the proposal, economic and financial policies of the coming year, such as taxation proposal, prospects of revenue, spending program, and introduction of new schemes or projects. Process which is involved in the budget. The Department of Economic Affairs issues a circular to all the ministries and departments to submit a prepared estimates for the following year and revised estimates of the past year within the month of September. Once the statement for the budget and the revised statement is ready, it is sent and consultations are held. Various views of the stakeholders such as farmers, economists and other various groups is taken by the Department of Economic Affairs. Final call is then taken by the finance minister only after the discussion with the prime minister. The budget is then finalized and this document of budget is highly secured. On the day, that is the Feb 1st at 11 am in the Lok Sabha, the date which is fixed by the President, the Finance Minister briefs to the Cabinet about the key estimates and proposals, which is called the summary for the Cabinet. The Finance Minister then presents the Union Budget, which is called as the popular budget speech in the Lok Sabha. After the conclusion of budget speech, the annual financial statement is laid to the Rajya Sabha for the general discussion. There are various stages in enactment of the budget. The stage 1 is the presentation of budget. The finance minister presents the union budget with a speech known as the budget speech in the Lok Sabha. The second stage is the general discussion. The general discussion is held in both the houses of parliament after the presentation, and this usually lasts for 3 to 4 days. There is no cut motion which can be moved in this particular stage by the Lok Sabha. The third stage, which is the scrutiny by the departmental committees. After the general discussion on the budget is over, the houses are adjourned, that is, the houses are suspended for about a month. During this time period, all the various departmental standing committees of the parliament examines, discuss in detail about the demands for grafts, and they prepare a report. The report are then submitted to both the houses of parliament for consideration. Stage 4, which is voting on demands for grafts. In the view of the reports which were submitted by the departmental standing committees, the Lok Sabha then takes up voting of demands for the grafts. Remember, voting of demands for grafts is an exclusive privilege of the Lok Sabha and not Rajya Sabha. In this stage, the members of parliament can also move motions to reduce any demand for grants, and this is called cut motion. Let me know if you want to in the comment section if you want to know about cut motion. I shall make a separate dedicated video on it. Stage 5 is the appropriation bill. The constitution states that no money shall be withdrawn from the Consolidated Fund of India except under the appropriation bill made by the law. Passing of Finance Bill. The Finance Bill is introduced to give effect to the financial proposals of the Government of India for the following year. The Finance Bill must be enacted within 75 days. These 6 are the stages which are involved in the enactment of the budget. What is this vote on account? Article 116 of the Constitution is dealt with votes on account, votes of credit, and exceptional grants. The government cannot withdraw money from the Consolidated Fund of India till the enactment of appropriation bill. And yes, this takes some time. But to carry the normal activities, the government needs money. So for this, there is a provision under Article 116 that the Constitution has authorized the Lok Sabha to make any grant in advance in respect to the estimated expenditure for a part of the financial year, pending the completion of the voting of the demands for grants and enactment of the appropriation bill. And this provision is known as vote on account. It is generally granted for 2 months, and the amount is almost equivalent to 1/6 of the total estimation. What is this interim budget? When the coming year is ahead of the general election, then the budget is held twice. Why the budget is held twice? At the time of the budget speech, there must be a different party in rule. Let's take an example that Party A is in rule at the time of budget speech. After the general election, Party B will come to the rule. It is equally important to give Party B to put their point of view in the budget. So, in order to give that equivalent to both the parties before election and after election, the budget is held twice. This is called the interim budget. And only during general election, vote on account exceeds from 2 to 4 months. Generally, the vote on account is granted for 2 months. But in case of general election, it is granted for 4 months. Next, guillotine. What is guillotine? It's a French word which means quicker. In total, 26 days are allotted for the voting of demands for grafts. Often, all the demands for grants are not discussed within this allocated time. Such undiscussed demand for grants are also put for voting and then it is passed. So, the passing of demand for grants without discussion to the voting is called guillotine. What are the exclusive powers given to Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha? Lok Sabha is where the presentation of the budget, that is, the budget speech, is given. Voting on demands for graft is an exclusive privilege of Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha can move motions to reduce any demand for grafts, and they are called the cut motions. Coming to Rajya Sabha, only general discussion can be held by the Rajya Sabha, and they don't have the power to vote on demands for grants. Rajya Sabha can also recommend few things on the budget, but it is up to the Lok Sabha whether to accept it or to reject those recommendations. Hope you all liked the video. Please do subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon for the notification. See you all soon with another video with more information. Thank you.